Alright y'all, I hope you're ready to settle in for a long empties video because that's what I have for you today. I have 4 crates full of Bath & Body Works 3 wicks along with quite a bit of body care items that I'm going to share with you. I have 5.5 crates of Goose Creek 3 wicks, and then I have like 2 crates of not only small business, but I've got some Yankee, some Homeworks, a couple of Kringle candles that I'm going to share with you. I'll talk about the burn performance, show you the jar, see if there's any soot issues or just scent issues that I came across. I did put in chapter notes below in case you want to skip around to specific candles that you're looking for, and also in the description box of the video I organized it by brand to help you out. If you are new here, my name is Tracy and this is the 3 Wick Thesis Candle channel, and I burn a lot of candles every month. Not a normal amount. I am a reviewer, so I do go through a lot. I do pick up a lot of these on sale or during clearance seasons at the brands because I don't want to pay that much for my candles. So just know this is not normal. I don't promote this level of consumption. However, it is my life and I am sharing it with you here today. I would say that if I don't mention strength and throw, that means it was average. Sometimes I forget to mention it if it doesn't feel relevant, so keep that in mind as well. I'm going to begin with my Bath & Body Works empties, and the first one I pulled out is Autumn. Now this one I know is a fan favorite. Many people were happy to see this back this past season. I like it. However, there are 2 dupes of this one from Goose Creek and one from Kringle, that I actually like better. The one from Goose Creek will be in this video. The Kringle one I'm actually burning in my November rotation. So I'll describe this one. I'm going to set it aside because when I get to the Goose Creek one, I'm going to tell you I would prefer to get that one. This is Bright Red Gala Apple, Juicy Fig, Eucalyptus Leaf, and Fir Balsam. Overall, I found this candle to be, by the way, that's Maud, the one causing a ruckus behind me. Do you see him? He's looking like he's all innocent. He's on a tear, so forgive me. And I think he just jumped up to attack PB, which is the Siamese on the floor over here. So y'all wanted cats, you got cats today. So many cats. Okay, anyways. This, to me, was pretty light. I was expecting more strength. I expect more strength in general from Bath & Body Works candles, and this one just felt a little bit weak. I also feel like it was a bit imbalanced. Very heavy on the apple, and not enough of the balsam came through. Again, I liked the Goose Creek version better, and I'll explain to you why when I get there. I will say, however, this was a clean burn, and I did let these self-extinguish. You'll notice that the wicks are down to the wick nickel. You can see that little shiny piece back there. Let's see if I can get it to focus. That tells you that I let it self-extinguish. And I usually do that with my candles. I haven't had a problem yet taking that approach. But if you don't feel comfortable letting them self-extinguish, you can always put them out before they get to that point. I also finished up Pumpkin Donut Shop. I love this one. I actually would love to have a backup of this. I think I got one with the recent fall sale that they did. I should have bought more than one because this is divine. I didn't like this last year either, so it's kind of weird, but this year I enjoyed it. It's glazed donuts, warm pumpkin spices, sprinkled with powdered sugar. And I feel like the reason why I liked it this year was I told myself that it was a pretzel scent instead of a donut, and that made me enjoy it more because this doesn't smell like a donut to me. But it does smell like a delicious pretzel dough. I feel like it's even a little bit salty and sweet. Yeah, I really, really liked this one. The hubs liked it too. He was glad I ordered a backup for next year. Clean burn, a little bit of residue from the wax, but the wax pool is not that discolored. Also self-extinguished on that one. I would say that was a medium. I would have taken more strength with that, but it was not as strong maybe as what I would like. Next one is Pumpkin Cinnamon Bun. Now, if I just show you the inside right now, you would say, oh yeah, wow, what a clean burn. Just a little bit of wax discoloration. But I do have a note on here, black wax. This one was weird. It was fine until it got down to, I'd say about like a third left. And then there was one night I was burning it. I went to put it out and the wax was actually black. Like it looked straight up like charred wax. So I wick dipped the wicks out. I took cotton balls and I soaked up like the top layer because It had a pretty deep wax pool on it, you know, probably like that big of a wax pool. And it was just like the very top layer was charred and then the rest of it was clean. So I just took cotton balls and soaked up all of the black wax and it recovered. It didn't stink after that, but I just thought, like, what happened? Why did it randomly char? And maybe I let it go for like 2.5 hours instead of 1.5. As a general rule, I really don't burn my candles for that long. I know the bottom says, what, 4 hours? Up to 4 hours? Yeah, I never burn for 4 hours. It's an hour and a half if I'm lucky. 2 to 3 hours if it's dudding. So maybe I let this one go for 3 hours. It started to char. At any rate, it was an issue. I lost some candle as a result. It did recover, but kind of annoying. This was a SAS candle, so I'm not entirely mad about it. You know, I got this for $6.75. I enjoyed the scent. It's actually very yummy. It's warm cinnamon roll, pumpkin spice, and vanilla frosting. And I kind of feel like this gives me similar energy to the pumpkin cupcake, except for this one's got some cinnamon in it. It feels more like cinnamon roll icing than like a buttercream. But I like them both. This one is done. The other one is burning right now in my November rotation. I probably would try that again next year in a different jar, but I would not rebuy it in that vessel. I got through Honeycrisp Apple, which y'all, I'm surprised. I actually liked this one this year. It's Golden Honeycrisp, Apple Blossom, and Fresh Sugarcane. I am not usually a fan of apple. And this one does still read a little bit perfumey to me. That's the reason I don't like apple scents sometimes, is they read perfumey. But this one's just so juicy and sweet. I would say medium throw. Actually, I was expecting it to be a bit stronger given the scent. And I do have just a little bit of wax discoloration. It looks a little bit grimy, but nothing too serious on this one. Overall, good performer. I would absolutely rebuy that next year. The Hubs and I picked up this one at our outlet store during the fall sale. This is the lemon candle that came out for Candle Day this past winter. Pretty murky wax pool, quite a bit of discoloration happening there, although the jar is pretty clean, so just something about the sootiness of the wax pool. Didn't affect the smell at all, so it doesn't bother me that it looks like that. This is Tangy Sorrento Lemons, Bright Lemon Zest, Fresh Sugarcane, and this is one of the Hubs' favorites. Yeah, it smells like lemon sorbet to me. It's like icy and sweet and sugary, a little bit sour and tart. Yeah, almost like a slushy lemonade. Medium performer, I would say, in terms of strength. We got through our Candy Apple Cauldron from last year. Loved the lid on that last year. I know people were like, oh, why would you pay that much for a lid? Well, because I think it's cool. That's why. And I am the sucker that Bath & Body Works can get to buy this stuff at an overpriced rate. Wax pool stayed pretty clean on this one. Jar is spectacular. Didn't get a whole lot of sooting. Just a little bit of, looks like, residue on the side from the wax. This is Mysterious Green Apple, Simmering Sugar, and Crystallized Bergamot. This one is also perfumey to me, but for some reason I like it, and I think that's because my brain expects it due to the bergamot that's in here, and I like bergamot, especially Bath & Body Works bergamot. So the apple is tart and juicy, pretty high-pitched, along with the bergamot being super sharp, and then the sugar just kind of helps to warm everything up a bit, although not much. It is a very perfumey apple, very body care. We did have this year's Candy Apple Cauldron as well, but we didn't get to it. It was like we had a lot of candles to get through. We didn't want to bring out back stock if we had other ones to burn, so we're going to save that one for next year. All right, this has a Goose Creek lid, but this is a Bath & Body Works candle. This is Spring Apple. I picked this up during the fall sale. This is Apple Trees, Vanilla, and Sweet Pear. This was one of my favorite spring candles from Bath & Body Works, although weird to me because apples and pears are in harvest in the fall. I liked it in the spring, and I burned it with this rotation with the Evil Queen because this feels like Snow White vibes. Yeah, and to me, this is mostly pear and vanilla. I don't get much apple, even though, to be fair, it does say apple trees, but I don't really get like a green note or like a tree note at all. It's not woody. It's just sweet pear with vanilla. And this was, I would say, medium leaning towards strong. Wax pool stayed pretty clean. Love the jar on this too. Really pretty when lit. I don't have the Evil Queen Empties. It's almost gone. I was pairing that with this one, In the Stars, plus the In the Stars blend that is mixed with, was that Macintosh Apple? I had like a whole perfumey apple vibe going on, and I didn't get through Evil Queen, so you'll see that in next month's Empties video. Ice Cream Float. Now y'all, this one, huge womp womp, huge dud in terms of strength. However, the jar was beautiful when lit. It really illuminated. It also was a clean burn. So when this was lit, the orange just popped and you could really see the spiders. Very, very festive and awesome. I actually, for that reason, contemplated picking up another one of these at 75% off, literally just for the jar. But ultimately I passed because I can save this one and always rehouse. I also like the lid that was on this one, although I don't know if that was the one that came with it. This may be from a different Halloween one. I don't remember. The hubs can't keep the lid straight, y'all. It kind of drives me bonkers. I'm the type that like goes where it belongs. He just kind of grabs the lid and sticks it on there. So I feel like this was last year's Halloween. Maybe not. Anyhow, this one, Fizzing Cola, Frightful Vanilla Float, and Spooky Sweetness. Yeah, smells like vanilla Coke gummy candies. Although, couldn't smell it on warm. Oh, this one. One of the best fall candles, in my opinion. This season, White Pumpkin and Oakwood. This was really strong. I would probably give this beast mode in my open concept. It actually, you could smell it in the whole area, which is rare for a candle. Even rarer for a white barn. It's fresh picked white pumpkin, smooth sandalwood, and spiced pear. And I feel like you get like the classic white pumpkin scent, which I do have that one, I think, in an Empties. I think that ended up being done this month. But I also feel like you get the woodiness from the sandalwood, and there's just this beautiful like creaminess to it that is better than white pumpkin, and this one is stronger. And the burn quality was better. I can't believe how good the burn quality was on this white barn, y'all. No discoloration, no soot, beautiful burn, didn't have any dudding issues. I did buy a backup of this one for next year. I would say, hands down, top 5 fall release this year. Really, really liked that one. Cider Lane. This was an online exclusive that I did a review on. Super clean burn. However, I will note that this one dudded pretty much the last half of its life. And by dudded, I mean swamp wicks, like the wicks almost wouldn't stay lit. My solution to that is always just to let them rip until they came back to life. And this one, I think I let this burn for like 8 or 10 hours one day. It finally came back, but it took a while. I mean, the good news is the candle lasts a really long time that way. The bad news is the strength usually suffers. So this one was not a strong one by any means. It's warm caramel, Granny Smith apple, dark brown sugar, and ground clove. And it does smell like a caramel apple, but it doesn't compare to like Goose Creek's caramel apple, which I will talk about when I get to Goose Creek. Not a powerhouse. I think I liked experiencing this because I know it's popular, but if I were to choose a caramel apple scent, it would not be this one next year. I might still rebuy that next year though, because it's still just a nice caramel apple scent, and if I want 2 or 3 of them in my open concept, you don't want them all to be powerhouses. So I'm not taking that off the spreadsheet as like a no-buy, but it's not one that I'm super excited about. We also got through Kitchen Lemon. This was in the Hubs' Lemon Stash. It's zesty lemon, sparkling citrus, and Italian bergamot. And this one is also feels icy to me, similar to the lemon candle. The difference is this one feels a little smoother to me. The sweetness feels a little bit smoother. The zesty lemonness doesn't feel quite as zesty. It's almost cleaner lemon, but not quite. It's too sweet for cleaner lemon, but not as zesty to me as the lemon candle is that I showed you earlier. This one, same with the last time I burned this candle, the wax pool did get discolored, but not a lot of soot on the inside of the jar. So not a bad burn, but definitely some wax discoloration happening, and I would give that a solid medium in terms of strength. Oh, Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. Rest in peace. I do still have, I think, 1 or 2 of these left in backstock. I didn't pull another one this year because I'm struggling to let go of this candle because I like it so much. And there is a Goose Creek dupe. I'll point that out when we get to it, but I don't think it's as good as this one. This is Farm Fresh Blueberries, Ripe Pumpkin, and Autumn Spice. And you wouldn't think the blueberry goes with like pumpkin spice vibes, but it does. To me, it smells like a blueberry crisp, like you made a dessert with a blueberry crisp and you've got like the cinnamon sugar oats on the top. It smells like that, but without the oats. So just a beautiful, like jammy blueberry with some cinnamon in it. It is so good. Pretty good strength. I wouldn't say powerhouse, but medium leaning towards strong. And I just love the blueberry that's in that candle. I love blueberry anyways. I don't think I've ever found a blueberry candle that I didn't like. Inside stayed pretty clean. No soot, no discoloration. This is from 2 years ago, y'all. I bought this in, what, 23? Yeah, so over 2 years old. Probably should just burn the back stock, but again, I love it. It hasn't come back. I love all blueberry candles, but that one is in particular really special. Spiced Apple Toddy. This one, also clean burn, just a little bit of discoloration in the wax pool, but for the most part, stellar performer, medium to strong in strength. This is Warm Apple Brandy, Spiced Plum, Tart Cranberry, and Cinnamon Stick. I ended up liking this one a lot more than I thought I would. I think the apple, it's actually making my mouth water. It's very tart. The cinnamon is very barky and kind of dry, but still adds some nice spice to it. I don't get a whole lot of booze from the brandy, and I don't feel like I get a lot of plum cranberries in there. It's like juicy sweet. Yeah, that's really good. I would definitely buy this again next year. I have it in a single wick this month in my bathroom. Also, my neighbor is at it again. I don't know if you can hear that with the earbuds on. I don't know what she chops upstairs, but she's going to bust her knife. She's in the kitchen just banging the crap out of something. And if it's coming through, I apologize. I do use AI to try to drown that out, but sometimes when I'm editing with my earbuds, I still hear it. So I apologize. Welcome to living in a condo. Cinnamon Pine Cone. Also one of the best fall candles, although I do feel like this is more of a winter candle. Would have done better with the holiday release. It is fresh pine, cinnamon bark, cedar, and juniper. It is woody. It is sappy sweet pine, and it is cinnamon bark. It is absolutely gorgeous. I have a dedicated review for this one. I like it so much that I already bought a backup. Super stellar clean burn, and these jars are beautiful when lit. Not as strong as I would like. I would say medium leaning towards light, but I contemplated buying like 3 of these and just filling my whole open concept with them. I like it that much. Pumpkin Bonfire. This is from last year's SAS. This did not do well, y'all. I mean, it looks like it performed okay, but it kept dudding out on repeat. Swamp wicks. At one point, we had a wick that wouldn't stay lit. Just nonstop trouble with this. And I think I heard that this year's jars were also troublesome. I didn't rebuy it this year because I still have a backup from last year. This is White Pumpkin, a bundle of clove buds and glowing embers. And it is like one of my favorite all-time fall candles from Bath & Body Works. It is spicy. It's both like dry spice, almost barky, but it also feels smooth and creamy from the pumpkin. Like it actually smells like a smoky pumpkin pie batter to me. I love it. It's delicious. Can't get enough of it. Just wish that it would have performed better. Next is pumpkin carving. Also picked this up at SAS. Super happy to have this again this year. It is freshly carved pumpkin, spiced pumpkin seeds, and smooth brown sugar. I will say that Goose Creek came out with a dupe. I like theirs better. I'll share that one. It's in the empties. This one, though, is just a classic. I feel like you actually get like a fleshy pumpkin. The brown sugar brings out some molasses. It's sweet, but not cloyingly sweet. I don't know that I'd say I get pumpkin seeds specifically, but there's definitely something earthy in here. Good burn. Not a lot of wax discoloration. Not a lot of soot either in the jar. Have already bought this again. I have a back stock for next year. Love it. Fall Festival was new to me this year. Also an online exclusive. This has scent notes of fresh pumpkin, spiced cinnamon, and sweet maple almond butter. Pretty much all I got with this was the almond butter. It kind of just smells like marzipan and butter with a little bit of pumpkin. The spice is not strong on here, which I can actually appreciate. The pumpkin makes it feel pretty creamy. It's also very rich and kind of savory. Almost reads gourmandy. Beautiful burn, clean wax pool, no soot. I would say average strength on that one. Not a powerhouse, but you do get a sense of it in the room. I have one that I actually put in the crock. That is the Sweetest Song. And you'll notice there are some notes here at the top. Dudding issues, leave wicks longer. So that's a note from Jason not to trim the wicks. We finally got tired of dealing with the swamp wicks and just tossed it in the crock around the halfway point. While it was burning, very clean, no soot, no wax discoloration, but just didn't want to deal with babysitting it. Plus, it's a bedroom scent, which I have a hard time blending in my open concept space. So I finally was like, you know what? It's got issues. It's hard to blend. Let's just stick it in the crock in the bedroom. So that's where it lived out the rest of its life. There is still a little bit of scent in here, and I'm finding that my crock does not get rid of all of the scent. It also does not throw the strength of the candle very well. You get a sense of it when you walk into the room, but it's not, I don't think it's a strong enough wattage to really throw the scent. And then I end up having to lamp them afterwards. And at some point I'm just like, I'm done. I like to burn my candles, so crocking it is already annoying, but then have to lamp it after you crock it to get every drip of fragrance out of it. It's not worth it to me. This is Blush Raspberries, Sugar Crystals, and Whipped Musk, and this was too perfumey for me. The hubs really liked it. It's just very sharp. Whatever the musk note is in here is very sharp. It's very feminine, very perfumey. I like the raspberry note. I like the sweetness to it, but I personally would not buy that again. He bought it in the body wash, and I think he had it in the body cream, but I asked him to take it back because it was too strong for me. I'm really sensitive to perfume scents, and that one was just, it was too much. White Pumpkin did get finished. Here it is. This is last year's jar. I also picked this one up at SAS, which I've had people ask me, or they'll make a comment like, wow, you spend a lot of money on candles. Yes, that is a keen observation. I do spend a lot of money on candles. A lot of money on candles. But I also try to buy, whenever possible, as many of them as I can when they're on 75% off. That saves me a lot of cash, given how many I get through. So I do pick up a lot at SAS. This is one of them. It was a clean candle. However, let me tell you all about this one. About halfway through, it started getting swamp wicks and dudding out. Again, normally I just let them rip and they come back to life. This one refused to come back. In fact, there was one wick, I wouldn't be able to identify it at this point because it came back, that would not stay lit. You'd light it, you walk away, you come back 20 minutes later, it's burned out again. Relight it, walk away, come back, it's burned out again. Played that game for probably a day or two, probably 2 days. And finally it went out and I was like, you know what, forget it. I will just let it burn. If it's going to go out, it's going to go out. I'm over it. Well, that seemed to work because the other two wicks burned down, but I didn't trim the wicks. Then I lit the one that wouldn't stay lit. As it melted, it filled the pool that the other two had created. And since I hadn't trimmed those wicks, they didn't get buried. And then it came back to life. But literally a day and a half to 2 days of struggling with this to get it to work. I would not buy it in this vessel again. I don't know if this year's was just as bad or worse, but that was really annoying and honestly not worth it, especially given the pumpkin, the white pumpkin and oak candle was so much better. Yeah. If I'm given a choice, that one would just stay on the shelf. Leaves, the classic quintessential Bath & Body Works fall scent, crisp red apple, golden nectar, and warm clove spice. Yeah, super, super bright, juicy, sugary, sharp, tart apple. I feel like I get the clove in there too. It's pretty spicy. So if you don't like clove, you would not like this one. Stellar burn. Not a lot of soot, not a lot of discoloration. Good performer, medium strength. Not as strong as I remember Leaves being, but that's okay. That thing is a beast in terms of the tartness. Almost overpowering to me even on medium, so I was okay with that. Honeycrisp Hayride took me 2 months to get through because this reads really perfumey to me. It's a beautiful weekend full of Honeycrisp apples and crisp autumn leaves. The only way I was able to finish this off is because I included it in that theme with the Evil Queen in the Stars Macintosh blend. whichever one I mentioned earlier, the spring apple. That's the only way I could get through this one because it was just too perfumey for me. To burn this on its own with other apple candles, it didn't really mesh well. But with the perfumey vibe I had going, it did. And actually, I feel like this has In the Star DNA in it. It's got that same like crispness, perfuminess to it. I honestly, with the word hayride, expected more of a hay note, something grassy, something earthy, grounding. It just wasn't there. So I would not rebuy this next year. Although, you know, clean burn, but it's not for me. Got through a Vampire Blood. I picked this up actually at Candle Day last year, not at SAS. Has the special skull lid. I am saving this jar because I had a busted one that I bought at the same time. I bought 2 last year on Candle Day and one of them came broken. So I will now transplant the wax into this one. Clean burn, a little bit of discoloration in the wax pull, but nothing too serious. This is Red Berries, Night Blooming Jasmine, and Petrifying Plum. I love the berry note, although I think it's a little bit artificial. I think the plum note is delicious. It's nice and ripe and juicy. It's not too sour. Sometimes plum can be really sour. And the jasmine is just like a nice, almost powdery floral to me. It almost feels cryptic. It's not too perfumey, which is why I can handle that. Actually, I'm going to put that jar separate so I don't throw it away. Happy to have more of those in backstock. And I also have this year's special lid still. And I picked up another one at 75% off. I have plenty of Vampire Blood to last me for a couple of years. But I also like to burn it in my February rotation because it's red and pink. And it feels like vampire love. I got through Midnight Cocktails. Also bought this at SAS last winter. This is a scent story, not scent notes. It's enter a hidden world with innovative libations in every patron's hand as the soft scent of tobacco lingers in the air. It is boozy. It feels like there's a bergamot note in here. There's something very sharp and kind of crisp. It reads a little bit cologne-y to me. There's definitely something sweet, like tobacco-esque. I don't know that I would instinctively identify it as tobacco. Very rich. I enjoyed it. I have, I think, one more of these. I don't gravitate towards it, though, so I may end up destashing that one. And that is a pantry moth up here on the edge. So, not an issue with the candle. That is just a moth being a moth and being attracted to flame. This is my last 3-wick. Yes, last 3-wick from Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Spice Latte. And this is also a SAS find from winter in the old White Barn jar. Therefore, a little bit of a sooty mess. Not as bad as it was the last time I burned this candle, but you can see there's quite a bit of soot up here on the rim. There is some soot residue rings at the bottom, and the wax pool is discolored. So I am glad that they have changed the vessel for the White Barn candles. They're performing much better, not as sooty. It doesn't smell sooty like the last one did. Hubs and I both felt like this wasn't repurchase worthy this year, mostly because we want more espresso. It's pumpkin pie spice, freshly brewed espresso, homemade whipped cream, and a sprinkling of cinnamon sugar. It's very creamy, just a little bit spicy and not enough espresso. We actually like Cozy Sunday Night better. I think that one has is it ginger or cardamom in it? To me, that one smells more like a pumpkin spice latte than this does. This just smells like milk to me. So we didn't rebuy this year, and I don't think we're going to rebuy it, even if it shows up at Winter SAS. I think we're kind of done with that scent, even though we both really like coffee scents. Okay, I have 2 single wicks. One of them is technically an unempty. You will not be surprised. It is the ceramic jar. This is the Pink Lavender Espresso, also known as unscented in the ceramic jar. Normally this is a powerhouse in the standard 3-wick. It's rich pink lavender, caramel espresso bean, and smooth vanilla. Yeah, I can barely smell it on cold. I remember when I brought this home, I sniffed it and was like, this doesn't smell very strong. We'll give it a try. Gave it a couple of burns, couldn't smell it. I went to Michigan. The hubs burned it while I was gone. I came back and I said, how's it doing? He said, yeah, it's unscented. I can't smell it. I was like, let's just get rid of it. We don't need more soot in our bathroom burning a candle that we can't smell. So, would not buy this again. Will not buy any of the ceramic candles, even if they go 75% off. That's just a no for me. The other single wick I got through is a Vampire Blood. So same scent as the 3-wick. Did a pretty clean burn on that. A little bit of wax residue in the jar. Otherwise not that bad. I do use a Hurricane from Crate and Barrel. That's the perfect size for single wicks. That keeps these from tunneling. So good performance on that. Alright, that's all my Bath & Body Works candles. Now I'm going to talk about body care stuff that I got through. I have 2 body creams. The hubs and I kind of worked on this one together, Sweetheart Cherry. And we have had this since like February. It's wild cherry, crushed pistachio, and whipped vanilla. Love this scent. I love the cherry in here. I love how much it smells like pistachio. It's very gourmandy and sweet without being perfumey. He really likes this one as well. We do have another, so it is definitely repurchase worthy for me. I used up a champagne toast. I have been using this since January, y'all. That's how long it takes me to get through some of these. Bubbly champagne, sparkling berries, and juicy tangerine. I actually really like this in body care. I have it in the exfoliating scrub right now, or salt scrub, I forget what it's called. So I was pairing it with the body cream. I probably will get another one of these in January. It's just a solid, non-offensive scent that's nice and juicy without being perfumey. That's why I like it. Speaking of body washes, we did get through 2 body washes. One of those is the complement to the body cream in the Sweetheart Cherry. Again, had that since February. And then we got through a Bridgerton Diamond of the Season. Picked this up at Winter Sass. I like this one. I think it smells like sour peach beer. Whatever, that's what my nose smells. It's sparkling peach, spring daffodil, and radiant jasmine. I'm not usually a floral person, but this doesn't smell floral to my nose. It just smells like fermented wheat with peach. I don't know why that's what I smell, but that's what I get. I got through 2 of the hand creams. Well, one was the Hubs's Perfect in Pink. And this one is a lot like Sweetheart Cherry, except it's more perfumey, and instead of pistachio, it has almond. It almost smells like almond marzipan. And I got through my Into the Night hand cream. Not as good in the hand cream as it is in candle form or body cream or room spray or any of the other versions of this. I feel like this was very muted and smelled a lot like the lotion base. It needed more scent, but I still rebought it because I love that fragrance. We got through 4 car fresheners, although one of them was the stepdad's. He got through an Ocean fragrance. That one's really clean and kind of aquatic and fresh, a little bit cologne-y. And then the Hubs got through one. Let's see, this was mine. This was Leaves. Just got through that one. Actually, we just changed that one out. This is Fiji White Sands. That was also in my car. And Vampire Blood, which was in his car. We just added a car freshener to his vehicle at the start of the month. So now we will be going through more of those, which is good. I always pick them up when they're like $1 or $2 a piece, depending on where I'm getting it at. I have 2 foaming hand soaps that we got through. One of those is the Vampire Blood, which I have already talked about the scent notes on that one. And we also got through Pumpkin Carving, which we've already talked about the scent notes on that one. Got through 2 shower steamers, the Eucalyptus and Spearmint. This one's okay. It's very sinus clearing, effervescent vibes. Very, very eucalyptus-y, which I'm not always a fan of, but I feel like the mint saves it. Helps balance it out a bit. Plus I use a peppermint shampoo, so it kind of just all blends together. This one is the Eucalyptus and Lavender. Again, I think the lavender saves this one. Yeah, mostly lavender. Just very sweet floral with some high pitch energy from the eucalyptus. This, I'm sad to see go. My outlet store had it a while back and I'm out now. I don't have any more of that. The Hubs got through a deodorant in the Graphite scent. This is Sage, Bergamot Spice, and Leather Woods. And he picked this up in December when they had the big body care sale. Yeah, a little bit cologne-y. I really like the leather woods note that's in here. The bergamot's pretty sharp. He has lots of those. We definitely bought, I think, 5 or 6 when they were on sale. And then 2 hand sanitizers in the Pocketbac format. This is the Afternoon Apple Picking, which the Hubs really enjoyed. It's just very apple-y. Not necessarily my jam. He enjoyed it though, and I got through Firecracker Pop, which I love. And this makes an amazing hand sanitizer. You don't get the alcohol hardly at all. It's just delicious, sweet, like cherry and blue raspberry. Love it. Okay, that's the body care. Let's dig into the Goose Creek stash I have here. I mentioned the caramel apple earlier. Y'all, one of the best fall candles from Goose Creek. Love, love, love this one. Crisp apple, warm caramel, and vanilla cream. It is so ooey gooey caramel. I mean, like, legit feels like you're pouring warm ooey gooey caramel over a juicy tart apple. Love it. Powerhouse. Probably the strongest caramel apple scent of the season. Awesome in the wax melts. Awesome in the single wick. I finished up both. Clean burn. Minimal soot. Can't tell about the wax discoloration because it's a dark green wax, but I don't think there was any discoloration happening with that one. Single wick. Lots of wax residue on the wall, but otherwise stayed clean. And I also want to be clear, because I know a lot of y'all have trouble with soot with your Goose Creeks, and I just want to highlight, I really trim my wicks with Goose Creek. I wanted to show you this one. I have this one trimmed and ready to go. It's to the nub. Sometimes I trim so low I actually get fresh wick. So if you want to reduce soot, it doesn't completely eliminate it. You'll see some of my candles still have soot, but it drastically reduces the soot. I also usually don't burn my Goose Creeks for more than an hour and a half at a time. So I babysit them, but it also means they soot less. So just an FYI heads up. I also recommend using sharp wick trimmers, because when you use dull ones, it ends up fraying the wick and then you get wick particles in your wax pool. So just some tips if you're trying to reduce soot and mess with Goose Creek brand. This is a part of the Peanuts collab, the apple picking scent. This one also did pretty good. A little bit of wax residue from the orange color, but otherwise beautiful burn on that. A little bit of soot discoloration in the wax pool too. It's just a bit tingy, but nothing too serious. This one's Juicy Apple, Sparkling Pear, and Crisp Green Leaves. It's a little bit perfumey to me. That could be the apple. The pear is juicy sweet. Yeah, there's something a little bit fresh. That's probably coming from the crisp green leaves that's in that. We got through the Dream Clouds from the Care Bears collab. And this was sent to me from my friend through friend mail. Fruity cereal, lemon, lime, and powdered sugar. Yeah, this basically smells like Fruit Loops cereal. Little bit of soot on this one. You can see there's some up here over the edge. And the wax pool got pretty discolored, but didn't affect smell. And this one, I would say, I feel like this used to be strong, but this one felt like more of a medium performer. Well, this one, I'm just done with. I loved the scent. Okay, this one has a story too. When I first reviewed this one, you might recall, I was like, why does this smell like Windex? Yeah, it smells like Windex. Straight up smells like ammonia to me. Then I burned it and I was like, wow, it's really beautiful and warm. It really changes. And it does. The Windex smell goes away until, you guessed it, I got to the halfway point. Then all of a sudden while burning it, it started to smell like ammonia again. Like, what the heck's going on? I'll try lamping it. The lamping reduced the ammonia smell, but it didn't get rid of it. I don't want to smell ammonia in my house. So I'm done with this now. I lamped it, gave up on it. It was beautiful when it didn't smell like ammonia, but when it did, it was really gross. It's gooey spiced apples, vanilla bean, and baked waffle cone. Yeah, no. It straight up smells like someone poured Windex into an apple candle. The rest of that collection was phenomenal. That one, not good. Black Candy Apple was one of their Halloween candles they put out. This is glowing green apples, molten caramel, and toasted black coconut flakes. And y'all, this one does remind me a whole lot of the coconut caramel apple candle, which I also really liked. This one was very enjoyable. I would get this one again. I did not like it as much at first. A little bit of soot up here, and there's definitely some wick residue rings at the bottom. But it grew on me. At first I felt like it was really kind of cloyingly sweet. I think I got used to it. and then I just really enjoyed it. So, went to rebuy it, but it was sold out. I would get that next year. Blueberry Pumpkin. This is from last year's fall collection. Did not come back this year. Pretty clean burn. Not a lot of discoloration or soot at all. This one's Sweet Blueberries, White Pumpkin, Autumn Spices, and Woods. I originally bought this because I thought it might be a dupe of Blueberry Pancakes, but it's not. The blueberry is pretty artificial in this, and it is mostly blueberry with just a hint of what feels like some spice. It's creamy. I have another one of these. I probably would rebuy it just because I love blueberry, but it wouldn't be my first blueberry choice. Okay, next tray is Glazed Apple Donut. The donut collection has not come back yet this year. I think we would be getting it like right now if it's going to come back. I hope it does because I want to get more. This one's Glazed Donut, Apple Filling, Sugar, and Vanilla. It smells really waxy. I think it lost some of its scent. Clean burn. Clean wax pool, no soot. It's kind of just a creamy vanilla right now with almost no apple and almost no donut scent. I feel like it smelled better last year when I first got it. This was just one that I finished up this year. I was kind of saving it, waiting to see if they brought it back, and then they didn't, and I finished it anyways. Patchouli Leaves. I've had this one for quite some time. I hauled this early on in my channel life. Love it, but it is so rich and so earthy that I had a hard time pairing it and therefore difficult time finishing it off. It's woodland patchouli, green leaves, rich cashmere, and white woods. If you don't like patchouli, you would absolutely despise this candle. It is very patchouli. The cashmere in here just helps to warm it up a little bit, soften it a little bit, because it's pretty, I'm going to use the word abrasive. It is. It feels abrasive to my nose. But I was pairing this with Witch's Cauldron, Halloween Night, basically all the candles that had patchouli in it last month. And that helped me get through it. Pretty clean burn. Wicks got pretty wonky there at the end. Not a lot of soot in the jar. I feel like I remember the pistachio one being really sooty in this collection, but this one performed better. Pretty strong too in strength. Here is the dupe of the pumpkin carving from Bath & Body Works. This is Goose Creek's Jack-o'-lantern. It's pumpkin guts, spooky spice, and pumpkin seeds, and this legit smells like the inside of a pumpkin. It smells like you carved pumpkins and the guts are on the newspaper. So good. The spice is subtle and dry. I did have one soot section right here, and that may be from a lighter. That almost looks like it got scorched by the lighter because it's just in that one spot, and it's very momentary. Not sure. It could have been a hot wick right off the start, and then once I trimmed it, it didn't cause problems, and just a little bit of discoloration in the wax pool. I want this again next year. I did not buy a backup. I have regrets because I love it. Good performer too, medium to strong. And here's the dupe of the Blueberry Pancakes, Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. I forget what it's called from Bath & Body Works. Blueberry Pumpkin Patch. It's the Berry Pumpkin Streusel. This one was also a clean burn. However, swamped out. So about halfway through, got swamp wicks. I just let it rip. It came back to life. It was fine. It wasn't a huge struggle, but not as good as the Bath & Body Works version. It smells just like it though. It's like the exact same candle. Sweet blueberries, harvest pumpkin, and spiced streusel. Yeah, delicious. Not as strong as Bath & Body Works version. I want the Bath & Body Works version back is what I'm trying to say. But that'll do in a pinch, and I do have another one of those on backup. Spice Apple Harvest. I ended up liking this one quite a bit. I liked the spice note in here. Again, pretty clean burn. Pretty clean wax pool, just a little bit of discoloration. This is Honeycrisp Apple, Cinnamon Sticks, and Clove Buds. You gotta like spicy cinnamon and you gotta like clove. And for me, those really help to balance out the very tart, crisp, juicy Honeycrisp Apple that's in here. I would rebuy this one. I didn't, but I like it. And if it's out again next year or if it goes on deep sale, I don't know if it's still available, I will pick it up again. Apple Cider. This one was okay. I think I'd get it again. I'm on the fence about it. Autumn Apple, Spiced Cider, and Cinnamon Stick. There's something that almost smells like a cognac or a brandy. There's something boozy in here. It's not bad. I just don't feel like it fully smells like apple cider, so it kind of bugs me. Pretty clean burn, just a little bit of discoloration. I think that's wax residue though, not soot. And the wax pool has just a little bit of tinge to it. Medium leaning towards light in terms of strength. Definitely not a powerhouse. This is one that Charity Rose picked up for me at a sale. This is Franken Fizz. Y'all, this one is insane. There are no scent notes. This is so sour. Like, you took the bottom of the bag of a Sour Patch Kids package and dumped the sour sugar into your mouth. It's like pucker sour. I will also say, powerhouse. Absolutely bonkers how strong this candle was. And I feel like it smelled a bit like stomach acid. You know, like the taste you have before you Ralph all over the place? It kind of smelled like that. And then it was a powerhouse, and I'm like, eh. So I'm happy I experienced it. Do I want Franken Fizz to come back? I do not. Would not buy it. Clean burn, though. And the jar was really cool when lit. I may actually save this jar for Halloween next year and replant a different candle in there because I love the jar, and it looked really fun when it was lit up. So that one's old. I haven't seen that one. I didn't see it last year. I haven't seen it this year. I don't think that one's coming back, or at least not anytime soon. This is an unempty, and this is one that I had problems with. It's Dining Hall Terrors, the Scooby-Doo collab. This one has that burnt, tingy smell to it, and I tried the lamp it, get a layer of wax, and dump it out route. It was not successful, so I'm just done with it. It doesn't look that bad. It's just slightly discolored. You can see there's like a discoloration ring here at the bottom. The jar doesn't look sooty or anything, but I think there's like a wick defect. Either that, then Goose Creek is having issues with their vanilla oil, because I'm seeing a trend that it tends to be vanilla candles that develop this burnt smell. It's warm sugar cookie, vanilla icing, and Scooby sprinkles. And you may have caught it this morning. The Christmas cookie one that just came out that has vanilla in it already has a burn smell after the first burn. I think it might be their vanilla oil. At any rate, I don't want a candle that smells like tar, so I'm getting rid of that one. It's going in the trash. Happy Howl-o-Ween got finished off, also part of the Peanuts collab. Clean burn on this one. Not even much discoloration in the wax pool. Spiced pumpkin, crushed clove, warm cinnamon, and rustic cedarwood. Yeah, reminds me a little bit of white pumpkin. It is dry, spicy, a little bit barky, creamy, a little bit sweet. I feel like I'm getting like a hint of vanilla in there, but it doesn't say vanilla. Medium performer, leaning towards light. This is one that I am also doing away with. I don't know if this is how it smelled from the beginning. Y'all, it's starting to smell like cheese. That's the best way I can describe it. Like an almost turned mozzarella. You know, like right before it starts to get moldy. I don't see where there's like, you know, a lot of soot or discoloration. It just smells rank. Yeah, or like a ricotta that's almost moldy. It's like tingy. I'm done with it. Falling leaves, apple spice, ginger, warm cinnamon, and cedar. I don't know if it's the ginger note. It doesn't smell burnt. It smells like sour milk. It's gotta go. This is Frogs on Lily Pads, and this is one of the candles I had in my mom's memorial rotation, so I was focusing on this one this month when I was sitting at my desk, finished it up. It's water lilies, English bluebells, and crystal water. Very floral and very spring-like, but for some reason, even though I'm a seasonal burner, I was enjoying it. It was just very clean and very crisp. And she loved the pond out back at my stepdad's that has a lot of frogs. So thought of her when I burned that one, and it was clean burn, although the jar is so dark you couldn't tell even if it was sooty, but the wax pool looks good. Pretty strong too. Spiced Fallen Leaves. Loved the label on this artistry collection. These were all really pretty when lit. Have some residue in this one. Mostly it looks like wick, like burnt wick residue. And then there is quite the char mark right here. Again, I don't know if that was like fresh wick issue or a lighter issue because it did not continue all the way down the jar, just that one spot. Wax pool looks okay. The wicks did wander on this one. That's why I put it out. Once they start wandering, I don't like to keep them lit. This dudded about 1/3 of the way through. Same thing as the other ones. I just left it burning. It came back to life and then it was fine. Crisp Apple, Pear Nectar, Autumn Spice, and Fallen Leaves. I really like this one too. I like the pear. It's well balanced with the apple. And I feel like you get a feel for real leaves, but then I also feel like it gives you a little bit of Bath & Body Works leaves vibes. I would get it again. Medium strength on that one. This one. Oh, real problem with this one. Number one, not crazy about the scent on cold. Number two, I should have taken a picture. I did not, but I think you can kind of get a sense for it. So do you see the different colored wax in here? You see this like white, really pure wax. That's what it originally looked like. Then you see this like brown tinged wax. And that is residue left over from my scientific surgery I tried to perform on this candle. About halfway through, it started to really stink. It developed that burnt smell. The wax pool was clearly charred, comparable to the pumpkin cinnamon roll one from Bath & Body Works. And I thought, well, I'll just cotton swab it. So I took the cotton swab and tried to wipe out all the gunk. The wax, it was interesting. It was very sludge-like. Like I've never seen wet wax be like that before. So very sludge-like. I was really just having to like dig through with the cotton ball and scoop it all out. Even then, you'll see I didn't get it all. It was difficult. Then I trimmed the wicks and was like, all right, I'll give it another go. Then it started sooting really bad. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like the scent anyways. This sludge is gross. It smells burnt. It's sooting. It's time for you to go. I would not rebuy this one. One, because I don't like the scent, but two, I don't want to deal with this. It's apple pastry, crumbled oats, and a mug of warm cider. Yeah, I just don't think I like the spice note in here and the way that it plays with the oat note. Yeah, bad. Batch number, in case you want to compare, is 5202G301. That one's going in the trash. Bad luck on that one. Ooh, this one, I love it. I'm going to miss it. Halloween Night from the Peanuts collab. This is Midnight Fog, whipped vanilla, soft patchouli, and smoldering amber. It is so sweet and so warm. The patchouli almost smells candied to me. It's like that delicious with that whipped vanilla. I don't get a lot of fog. It's not a dark scent. It's a very soft, delicate, sweet patchouli that was just perfect for the Halloween season. Little bit of sooting at the top of the jar there. A little bit of wax discoloration in the pool and some wax residue on the jar. Don't care. Bought others. Have one more backup. Contemplating buying another. I really like that one. Enchanted Elixir. Now this is one that a lot of people said smelled like nail polish or like nail polish remover, acetone. I didn't have that problem with mine, so I don't know if it's just my nose or if it was a batch issue, but mine was okay. Just a little bit of sooting, nothing too serious. Wax pool, just a little bit discolored. Possessed pears, enchanted berries, and spellbinding sugar. This reminds me a lot of like, I feel like if you took vampire blood and mixed it with ghoul friends. I feel like it has similar elements to it. It's fruity. I definitely get the fruit note. I don't know that I necessarily get pear, but I definitely get berry. And it is sweet. The berry reminds me of the berry in Vampire Blood. So, happy to have experienced it. I don't know if I'd buy it next year. Feels like a one and done, but I didn't dislike it. I just didn't love it. Medium to strong on strength. By the way, I didn't mention it. Halloween night is pretty light. I would take that much stronger. Also got through Halloween Party. Love, 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 love this one. Also have backups of this one. Halloween Fog, Smoked Incense, Warm Patchouli, and Graveyard Mist. This one's a little bit more earthy patchouli compared to this one, which feels sweet. It's a little more sharp. A little more spooky, a little more eerie. I feel like you get a sense of the incense, but it's not too smoky. It's like the perfect balance of like outdoorsy, smoky patchouli. I love this one a lot. Clean burn, a little bit of wax residue there. You can tell it's purple, it's not soot. And wax pool looks relatively clean, just a little bit of discoloration. Definitely rebuy. Already bought it. Medium to strong on strength. Witch's Cauldron from last year. Also a favorite from Goose Creek. Sold out quick this year. Clean burn. Little bit of wax residue rings at the bottom there. Wax pool looks pretty clean. Just a little bit of discoloration. This is Witch's Brew, Dark Fog, Patchouli, Woods, and Soft Anise. And this is basically, in my opinion, this candle, but with anise and a little bit more cologne-y. Reminds me a lot of Witch's Brew from Yankee, but a little more cologne-y. But has like that same spice element with patchouli. I think I bought 3 of these this year, so I have enough for next year in case it doesn't come back. Cool Harvest Morning. This is the dupe for Autumn that Goose Creek did. And I like this one better. Not only do I like the jar better, but I like the scent better. It's Fresh Apple, Cool Morning Mist, in Autumn Woods. I feel like you get more of the apple on this one, and you get more of a woody element. It's not necessarily pine like the Bath & Body Works one is. But it's really good. It's very, like, cool. It feels a bit invigorating. The apple is nice and tart and juicy. I absolutely would rebuy this one. Clean burn. Wax pool looks good. No problems with this one at all. Good strength, too. Not a powerhouse, but stellar performer. All right, one more crate of Goose Creek. This is also an unempty. It's This Is Autumn. It's apple, leaves, oats, caramel, and spice. Yeah, I don't like the oat note in here. There's nothing wrong with the candle. It's actually burning really well. No soot. No discoloration. I just don't like the way the apple is playing with the oat and the spice in here. I may give this one away. I'll bring it to work. Because it's not, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like how it smells. It's not weird. It's just not my thing. I feel like I'm forcing myself to burn it, and I don't want to do that anymore. Peanuts Crisp Fall Days. Got the whole gang on the front there. This one was also a very clean burn. Some wax residue from the yellow wax. Clean wax pool. This is Rustling Leaves, Spiced Apple Cider, and Cozy Harvest Spice. Yeah, very tart apple. Just a little bit spicy. And then I feel like you get like an outdoorsy feel. Almost like a wet, almost drying leaf. It's not dead leaf, but it's not fresh fallen leaf either. It's kind of in between. Really pretty. Absolutely would rebuy that one again. I would say medium strength. Oh, my baby. Graveyard Whispers. Favorite Scooby-Doo. One of my favorite fall Halloween candles this year. Also clean burn. Just have some blue residue from the wax, but no soot. Wax pool looks pretty good. Just a little bit of tinge there, discoloration. Green grass, graveyard soil, and wet moss. Yeah, I love it. This smells like you live someplace green. So there's grass that's still growing. Your soil is dark and moist, and you just dug a grave. It's like dirt with fresh grass. I love it. It's the best. Can't get enough of that. I think I bought 3 of those. Good performer too. Decent strength. Good throw. This one, y'all. Another stellar one. Ghost Treats. This one is the, what is it? The pumpkin. Is it pumpkin peanut brittle? Dupe from Bath & Body Works. It's crunchy cookie, roasted peanuts, toasted brittle, and caramelized sugar. Yeah, it's salty. I actually feel like it smells like peanuts for once. There's a saltiness. I feel like you get, it feels like a peanut brittle. I feel like it's like caramelized sugar with salty peanuts. Or like the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. Pretty clean burn. I don't see any soot on there. And then Wax Pool looks good. So good performance on that one as well. I would say medium to strong. I did rebuy it. I love it. Farmhouse Pumpkin. I think this is one that I also didn't finish. Yeah, I'm just over it. There's a little bit left. There's probably at least 2 more burns left in this candle, but I'm just not enjoying it, and I didn't get strength out of mine this year. I know some of y'all did. Mine was not strong at all. It was really weak, and I just feel like I'm burning it to get rid of it, which makes no sense to me anymore. It's Farmhouse Pumpkin, Spiced Cake, and Rich Buttercream Frosting. I basically just get vanilla, and I have to really like dig deep to be able to smell it. So I'm over it. Clean burn, however, just not performing. And that didn't perform in my review either. It would have been ranked much higher if it was stronger. And then I finished up Harvest Hayride. This one I wasn't crazy about either. It's Orchard Apple, Spiced Pumpkin, Mountain Hay, and Warm Cedar. The apple is just way too sharp in here. And I don't know what they're calling hay, but it doesn't smell grassy to me. It kind of smells mentholy. It like burns my nose. So a little bit left here too. I think that's probably got at least 2 burns left, but again, I'm kind of over it. Wax Pool has just a little bit of discoloration, but not a lot of soot on the jar. That's a one and done. I wouldn't rebuy that one. And the last 3-wick that I have here is the candy corn. This is last year's jar. Now this is an ugly mess. This one's gross. Last year's jar, also, I will say that last year when I started this candle, I was not practicing good candle burning techniques. I was actually extinguishing candles with the lid last year at this time. So I'm going to chalk up most of this to user error. Although, I don't know, it's also possible that Goose Creek has just improved their quality over the last year. It's probably a combination of both, honestly. I do like this scent. It's marshmallow cream, powdered sugar, soft caramel, and vanilla. And to me, this is the best candy corn scent on the market. And I tried quite a few, not only from name brand, but small business, and I like this one the best. I do have 2 more of these still in back stock, so I do enjoy it. Okay, that is everything Goose Creek. Now let's get into some Homeworks candles. I have 2 of their 4-wick vessels. One of those is Scarlet Woods. Loved this jar for Halloween. It was very creepy and kind of eerie. The red wax was really pretty as well. Clean burn. This is Scarlet Redwoods, Cardamom, Clove Bud, and Vanilla. It's both spicy and kind of sweet from the vanilla, but I also feel like I get a woods element, like it smells like raw wood. So it's like raw wood, spice, and vanilla. It's a beautiful combination. I would buy this one again. I would say medium strength at best. You actually got its presence, which honestly for a Homeworks candle is shocking. I also got through the 4-wick of Witch's Spell. Loved this one. Would absolutely rebuy it. Again, loved the label for Halloween. Wax Pool got a bit grimy around the edges. Otherwise, not too bad. This is Black Apple, Autumn Pear, Cinnamon, and Caramel. I don't know why, but this smells like black licorice to me. And that is really all I get. It's like a black licorice vibe. I'm okay with that. I like black licorice. I enjoyed it. Also, good performer. This one was probably the strongest Homeworks candle I've ever had, which isn't saying much. Probably a medium leaning towards strong compared to Goose Creek and Bath & Body Works. Some of these are unempties, and I don't have the scent notes, so I'll just go through them real quick. This was a part of the Halloween like advent calendar. Creepy Cauldron, I could not smell. Didn't finish it. It's just going to go in the trash. Witch's Spell, I could smell it. Finish it off in the bathroom. That's the same as the 4-wick. This one I could not smell. It is Poisoned Apple. So burned it once, couldn't smell it. Getting rid of it. Mummy Marshmallow. Also could not smell. Goodbye. Yeah, lots of ones I couldn't smell. Spider Cider, couldn't smell. Goodbye. In case you haven't done the math already, I won't be doing the advent calendar next year. Black Magic, I could smell. This is the one that had black licorice in it. Enjoyed that one. And then the winner of the season with Homeworks is my Wicked Cherry in the faceted jar. This was so pretty when burning, so beautiful. Clean burn, hot burn, quick burn. And this is Black Cherry, Midnight Blackberry, Pomegranate, and Patchouli. I get mostly blackberry with just a hint of like really sweet cherry. And that patchouli is really nice. The pomegranate is strong. The patchouli is subtle. So if you don't like patchouli, I wouldn't let that turn you off to this candle. Love it. Will rebuy it next year. I would rebuy all of these right now because there's a good sale. And for some reason, my affiliate code is still doing 25% off discounts, even on the sale items. Which if you want to use it, it's 3-wick thesis. But I have trouble storing these jars. They're just so big and they don't really fit with my other candles. Otherwise, I would buy these and save them until next year at that discount price because it's a good deal right now. I still may go back in. We'll see. Okay, I have 2 Yankee candles. One of them is one I'm just giving up on, and this is Witch's Brew from 2 years ago. I tried lamping it. I tried burning it. Nothing will make this smell. It's unscented. So I'm giving up on it. Also, FYI, you may recall a couple months ago, I got lucky at Target. The aisle end cap was mislabeled at $8. It was all the brand new Yankee Target exclusive Halloween candles, and I bought 2 Witch's Brew for $8 each. Lit up one of them, basically unscented. I took them back. So even though they were only $8, I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not playing these games with Yankee. So I'm getting rid of this one. I took the other 2 back. I still have 1 more in back stock that I'll probably just save to sniff on cold once in a while. It's my favorite candle of all time, and they ruined it. It just makes me so sad. Finished up Capri Glow. This is from the Hello Italy collection, which this actually was a pretty stellar collection in general. The pistachio one was good. The lemon gelato one was good. This one was good. I don't know why, but this reminds me of Pink Sands. It's not the same scent notes, but it gives me the same kind of energy. I feel like it's a little bit fruity, a little bit perfumey, smells a little bit like body care. I would get it again, but it's discontinued. So, oh well. Oh, I do have 1 more Yankee. This is one that I put in the crock for a couple of weeks. Pink Sands Glow. This thing, I tried burning it, which you can't tell because the wick has been devoured. I tried burning it and, oh, there it is. There's the burnt wick. Basically unscented. So I was like, I'll toss it in the crock. And I did get scent from it in the crock. So it just took the whole thing being melted to be able to smell it. Still has some scent left. But again, I'm not going to fight with this under the lamp now. So I am done with that. That can go in the trash. I have a couple of Kringle candles. One of those is a Daylight in the Spiced Apple. This one the Hubs liked so much that we bought the 2-wick. It's in this month's rotation. Which if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it below and pop a card up here. It smells almost like a spiced apple bread to me. Very dry spice, warm spice. Happy to have it in a larger jar. And we got through a pumpkin head. I love this scent, but y'all, light strength. I could only smell it if I was sitting right next to it. Missed opportunity. If they had made this a powerhouse, I'd have bought 6, maybe 8. I love it that much. It just has no strength at all, no throw. It's pumpkin, spice, orange, cinnamon, clove, and vanilla, and it just smells to me like a pumpkin spice frosting. I don't get orange, by the way, but I'm nose blind to citrus sometimes. Yeah, almost like a pumpkin spice frosted cookie. Really happy to have had this, just wish it would have performed better. I have 1 candle from, oh, how do you say this brand's name? Apotheke? I don't know. It's one of those bougie luxury brands, but you wouldn't think so given the burn quality. Massive sooting. Bad tunneling. Overpriced candle for the quality. Great scent. It's the Earl Grey bitters, and it does actually smell like a very concentrated, strong Earl Grey tea. A little bit perfumey, honestly. I didn't even finish it. I'm just done struggling with it. I don't want any more soot, and the tunneling was annoying me, so I'm just going to get rid of it. That was a part of my tea series. Whole series called Talking Tea Tuesday that I did, where I burnt a bunch of tea candles. I have 4 candles from circa 1955. I actually like quite a few of Nicole's Halloween candles. This is the Oogie's Green Apple Lemonade. It's a beast in terms of strength. Delicious apple lemonade scent. By the way, the candle smells way better than the drink tastes. I got the drink when I was at Disneyland in September. It was so sweet, it was disgusting, but this candle is delicious. The only complaint is that, once again, the wax pool is a mucky mess with wick residue. Her wicks blow up sometimes, and they fill the pool with wick residue. This is all, yeah, it's all wick shards. It's like the wicks just disintegrate in the wax pool. I would still buy this candle. Actually, I have an extra one. I bought a backup. But I feel like this brand is on notice with me, on probation. She also recently did a no shipping fee promo, but then she raised the price for candles $4 a piece, and I'm like, no. If you offer free shipping, offer free shipping. Don't raise the prices. It's frustrating. This one did not have as bad of a wick issue, but unfortunately it wasn't as strong. This is the candy corn cupcake. I could smell it. It's sweet. Smells like candy corn, but not strong enough, so I'm not going to be rebuying that one. Spellbound is absolutely delicious. Beautiful blackberry scent. I do have a backup of this one, but same issue with the wicks. This is 100% soy wax, so it does burn clean. You don't see a lot of soot in here, but the wick issue is a problem for me. And the last one from Circa is the pumpkin beignets. I do really like this one. But if I want to support small business, I would buy this again. If I want to get one that throws better, that smells similar, I would pick up Sweet Potato Beignet from Goose Creek. They're very similar. And this one, the wicks did not blow up. So, you know, I don't know what's happening and why there's that inconsistency. Spicy, dry bread, almost gives me pretzel vibes. A little bit of sweetness, like powdered sugar sweetness. I like it. I would get it again as long as the candle is not $39.99. 3 more candles, and all of these are ones I'm quitting on because they just don't perform. One of those is the pumpkin spice cupcakes from Target. This one was doing really well until about the halfway point, and then I could not get the wicks to stay lit. And you'll notice it was tunneling really bad. You can also see from the side how discolored the wax pool was getting. This wasn't super strong to begin with. I just don't want to fight with a candle that much. So this one is going to go bye-bye. And then I have 2 from Kirkland's, which I did the review, and I know I mentioned these don't really have any scent, but I was going to use them just as decor. So that's basically what I did. Did get through the Eerie and Cheery because that one's the citrus one, and the hub still enjoyed it. The label got wrecked over here. This didn't melt. It got ripped when I shoved it into the crate. So this one we actually finished off, but this one I'm giving up on and just going to toss in the trash because it is unscented. And there's no point in burning a candle and creating soot if I don't get to enjoy it. And this is the Spooky and Groovy Cinnamon Fennel and Sweet, whatever sweet is. Yeah, good scent. You just can't smell it. And then I have 3 additional empties. One of those is a King lighter. I use these to light my new candles because the wicks always take a long time and my rechargeable lighter always duds out on me. I also have a perfume sample in the rose scent from Diptyque? I don't know. Little sample. I actually was using this, was spraying it. I don't think there's anything left. Spraying it on my wrist. Yeah, it's gone. At night, and then putting on into the night. Beautiful combination. I probably would buy that in a jar, but it's expensive. And then I got through a washer whiffs from Scentsy. Got this as part of a whiff box when I got my club. It was a half-price club item. I actually really like this. I'm not always a fan of Magnolia. It's very floral. It's basically scented salt that you put in your washing machine. I was also using it as like a shower steamer, putting it on my little bench, and it dissolved and smelled really good. That's not how it's intended. I don't think Scentsy would like that, but that's how I was using it. I bought more of this type of product, but not in the same scent, and I'm really enjoying it. I would rebuy that again. All right, y'all. That's everything. It's a lot. It's a lot of candles. It's a lot of product. Let me know below if you have any questions about what I've shared here, or if you have any favorites that you saw and you want to talk about them. I'd love to talk to you about scent. If you have one that you're like, I didn't like that either, and you want to validate my experience, I like that. I also appreciate if you'd like to challenge my experience with something that was different for you, and that way, again, we grow the information, we grow the sample size, more viewers have more insights. I do not mind if you contradict me in the comment section. All right, before you take off, thumbs up if you appreciate Empties videos. I'm hoping that next month will be equally as large. We'll see. I'm going to be out of town in November again, visiting the stepdad, helping him take care of his cats when he goes hunting. So I won't be home much, but the hubs will be here, so I hope he, pulls the candle cart along and keeps us burning. Also, I have my, back over here, holiday candles. We have the Goose Creek Signature Line review that's coming out tomorrow. I have the Kringle holiday candles that'll be coming out on Tuesday, so you'll want to be tuned in. Make sure you're subscribed. Until then, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and good luck adjusting to the time change, y'all. Yes, it takes me like a week. I hope that you recover quickly from gaining an hour. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.